correlation between x and x. So definitely each element of x will be related with each element of x. Okay, corresponding. So that's why you're getting 1. While this is telling you correlation between y and y. But this is telling you correlation between x and y. And this value is minus 0.1176. And what does this mean? It means there is no correlation between x and y because this value is near to 0. Is this clear to all of you? Hello, is this clear to all of you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now, if I want to find out correlation between or covariance, covariance is another important structure. So let's see what is covariance. So, and then I'll explain the meaning. So there is a way by which we can compute C is equal to covariance of measure. So what this will return? This will return a matrix of size 4 by 4. Let's understand what do you mean by this. This is your variance of my first feature. There are 4 features in measurement: petal length, petal width, sepal length, and sepal width. So this is your variance. I think you know what is variance. Variance is a statistics which tells you what is the spread of the data. What is the spread of the data for my first feature? And this is telling you what is the spread of the data for my second feature. And this is telling you spread of my data for my third feature. And this tells you my spread of the data for my fourth feature, variance. So among this, you can see that the maximum variance is there for my third feature. Now, what does these matrix elements suggest? This tells you what is the covariance between my first feature and second feature. And this tells you what is the covariance between my first feature and third feature. And this tells you my covariance between first feature and fourth feature. So when I say covariance, there is a relationship between covariance and correlation. So what is that relationship? I think I would tell you mathematically so that you understand. So I'm going to share your word screen. Is this visible to all of you? This word screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
So when I say correlation between a random variable x and y, let's see what is the mathematical formula. The mathematical formula for this is summation of xi minus mean of x data, ith data into yi minus mean of y data. You multiply element wise, add them together, okay? And this divided by 1 by number of samples. So when I compute this, this tells you what is the covariance between ith feature and xi and yi, x and y. Covariance between x and y. But if I divide by your standard deviation of data X and with standard deviation of Y, then this will give me correlation. Okay. So what is my correlation? My correlation is given by, I compute covariance between X and Y, divide by standard deviation of X and standard deviation of Y. So now you will find that correlation between X and Y will always take values between -1 and 1. This will always be between -1 and 1. But you can see there is a correlation, there is some relationship between correlation and covariance. What is that relationship? The only thing is that if you divide covariance between two random variables by your deviation of X and standard deviation of Y, then your value is normalized. Means that range will always be between -1 to 1. But while this is not going to be true in the case of covariance. So if covariance is high, then correlation will also be high. Okay. So this is one of the very important fundamental while you are trying to analyze data. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take one problem and I would like to analyze that problem. Okay. And for this, I'm going to share my PPT so that you understand what I'm going to do. So is this slide visible to all of you?
No, sir, PPTs are not visible.
So again, I have to, I think I have to. Is this visible now?
Not
Data
yes,
analysis?
sir. Yes, sir.
Is it?
Sir. Yes, sir. Now it is visible.
Okay. So I'm going to talk about a data which is stored in count.dat. And this is your data corresponding to traffic at 3 intersection point. Okay. So there are 3 junction and at all the 3 junction, at every hour, you are finding out what is the volume of the traffic at that particular junction. Okay. For a single day. So I will first go through this PPT and then I will show you on my MATLAB. Now, what you want to know, you want to see only the data corresponding to 3rd intersection. How many datas are stored for 3rd intersection point? So let us see if I have to do this, how I'll do it. Okay. So I'm going to load this data. I'm copying this. And I'm coming back to my screen. Is this MATLAB screen visible?
No, sir, not at the moment.
No. Still not visible?
No, sir.
Okay.
We can see the PPT of loading the data.
No, I have to again. Okay. So I have this data.
Yes, sir. The MATLAB screen is now visible.
I have loaded count.dat data. Now see what is the size of this data. It is stored with the variable count name. So I can see. So what is the size? Can you see here? What is the size? Can you see what is the size of count?
So 24 and 3.
3. So it means I have stored my data for 3 intersection point as columns. There are 3 columns, and I am storing data. What is the volume of traffic at every hour? Means what is the volume at let's say 8 o'clock in the morning, then 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. All right. So I have such 24 data for 3 intersection point. You want to see this data? So this data is, it can be seen that it is like this. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's say I want to do some kind of data analysis. What kind of data analysis I can do? Let's say I want to compute what is the average of traffic for each intersection point. So I can compute by what? I simply compute mean of count. So this gives you what? It gives you, first is your 32, which is your mean volume of intersection point 1. And your second is your mean value of second intersection point, and this is your mean value of third intersection point. So by computing mean, what kind of interpretation you can make from this data? You can say that on average, the volume of intersection point 3 is more than other two. Can you say this? Can you interpret like this? Hello. Can you interpret like this, that the
G.
the volume of traffic on average for third intersection point is more than other two intersection point? Because you can see that
G.
for
G.
third
Yes,
intersection point,
yes.
the volume is on average 65.58. While for other, it is less. Can you say this?
Yes, sir.
So this can be one statistics. You can do it very simply, in a very simple way. Then if you want to plot histogram of each one of this, that how you want to see pictorially how it varies for each one of this. So for this, what I can do, let's say how I will show you. Let's see how it can be shown. It can be shown in this way on average. I want to show this behavior on average. So let's see bar count. See how it looks like. Can you see this? Is this figure visible? No.
No, sir. The figure is not visible.
And I have to. Is this visible now?
Yes, sir. The graph is visible.
Visible. So can you see that what you can interpret from this? Can interpret. Okay. You can see that your at first hour, your first blue color shows corresponding to first intersection point. Then light sky blue color shows for second intersection point, and yellow color is showing for third intersection point. So you can see that for some of the time.
Sir, sorry for the interruption, but somehow the graph screen is not visible.
Not again, I have to share it once again because there was a disconnection. Okay.
Yes, sir. Maybe.
Is this visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm showing that you can see hour wise comparison. No. And from this you can interpret. You can see that, okay, for which hour the difference between them is much, much larger. Okay. So one is by seeing pictorially, or another is that is it possible that we do some computation and we should be able to highlight that what is the at for which particular hour the difference between your the three traffic is much, much different among each other. So let's see how we can do it. So I have my count data. One way of analysis can be I compute max of. So when I compute max of count, what it tells you? It tells you that for each intersection, what is the maximum traffic volume? So this can be one statistics. And this tells you that the maximum traffic for third intersection is definitely much, much more than first two. Okay. So maximum can be one statistics which you can compute. Similarly, if you want to compute minimum, so you can compute minimum of among the three. So you see that if you see minimum, so minimum traffic for each intersection points they are comparable. The changes in minimum is not much. The only difference comes in terms of what? Minimum is almost same, but it is only difference in terms of maximum. And if you want to see the spread variation, so again you can compute standard deviation of count. This is again a measurement, and which tells you what? This tells you that higher is the value, more is the variation in that data. So among the three, which one has the larger value? So you see 68.02 is much larger than the first two. So this tells you that variation in traffic volume for third intersection is much more than variation in traffic in first two. Okay, are you getting this point?
Sir, if you're working on some other screen, then it's not visible. We can see only the graph screen.
No, at present, is this, are you seeing MATLAB screen?
No, no, sir.
Oh, okay. So I think I'll repeat again, one second. Again, I will share this screen, MATLAB screen. Maximum. Oh. Is this MATLAB screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Hello, is this MATLAB screen visible?
Yes, sir, it's visible, sir.
Hello, is this MATLAB screen visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's visible.
So can you see what you interpret from this? I have computed maximum traffic in 24 hours for each intersection point. So which intersection point has to that traffic for intersection 1, minimum traffic for intersection 1, 2 and 3 are 7, 9 and 7 respectively. So what you can interpret from this? So your interpretation can be this, that minimum traffic, the difference in minimum traffic among the 3 intersection point is not much. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, if you find that the mean traffic, average traffic of count 3 of intersection 3 is more than mean traffic of intersection 1 and intersection 2. Okay. So, and similarly, if you want to see compute standard deviation, so standard deviation tells you what is the variation in the data. So you can see that variation in volume in traffic 3 is much more than variation in for intersection 1 and variation for intersection 2. Are you getting these things?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting these things? Okay.
Ji. Ji,
Okay.
sir.
So now let you want to do another kind of analysis which I would like to show on my iris data. Okay, so let's see how I'll do it. Because in this case, my traffic was the volume of the traffic was the only one variable. And you have 3 different places. So every place was represented in terms of volume, traffic volume. But let's say I have another kind of data which I have already told you, that is your Fisher iris data. I loaded this data. I know about this data. What I know, that my first 50 samples are corresponding to Setosa. So let's say I create a variable XS, Setosa, and I first store the data of first 50 samples. So can you see what is the size of my XS? My size of XS will be 50 by 4. Why? Because you have 50 samples for Setosa, and each sample is represented in terms of 4 features. Any question on this? No. So then I can similarly, I can store another data, that is your versicolor. And that will be, let's say, stored. I can fetch this data. So now you can see that similarly the size of XS, XV is again going to be 50 by 4. And let's say I create another variable and I'm going to store Virginica. So XVE. Huh? So I'm saying this is my. So I have 3 data and each one is of size what? 50 by 4. Okay. Now I want to understand. I want to do some kind of data analysis. So what can be the analysis? I'm going to compute mean of my first data. That is your what? Access. I stored in this data. So what is mean of my first data? So this tells you what is the mean value of my petal length, what is mean value of petal width, sepal length, sepal width for my setosa flower. And similarly, I can compute mean for my other data also. So let's say I store as x2, and this is for my versicolor. And similarly, I compute for virginica, and I store as for my virginica in third variable m. Okay, sorry. Now I will see comparison. So for this, I am going to show you all the three at one go so that we can better compare. So now, what is my first row? First row tells you mean of my setosa flower. Your second row tells you means of versicolor. And third tells you mean of virginica. Okay. So now if you want to compare, okay, so what is the way to, I think if you want to see pictorially, then it will be looking much better. Okay. So then what we can do, I can plot it. So let's see how I plot it. So if I say plot, okay, and I have to plot, let's say my first value of in terms of sepal length, petal length among the three. So one way can be, let's say I again plot bar. One minute. Hello. हाँ 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 हैप्पी न्यू ईयर चला गया ना. हाँ चलो ठीक है मैं आगे करता हूँ. हाँ ठीक है. So I'm going to now show all the three pictorially. See how it looks like. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Visible?
Yes, sir.
Is this visible bar chart?
Yes, sir. The bar chart is visible.
Oh, good. So now can you see that what it talks about? It talks about this is my petal length average. This is your petal width average, sepal length average, sepal width average. This is for setosa, this is for versicolor, and this is for virginica. So I can see it, I can find out. So you can have some kind of interpretation. What can be interpretation? Compare mean of sepal length, petal length for all the three. So among the three, which one has the maximum? This is for virginica.
Third one, yes, sir.
So now among your petal width, which one has maxima? So you find that it's for setosa. So now in terms of sepal length, whose mean length is maximum? It is for versicolor, virginica. Now in terms of sepal width, which one has maximum?
So the third one.
Third one, that is your virginica. So you see that when you do data analysis, you have to do some computation, and then graphically you can understand things much better. And that's why you say that a picture speaks much more than when you describe that picture with your 10 sentences. Okay. So picture gives you much more details. So visualization is always a very, very important tool for data analysis. Okay. Any question on this? Any question on this?
No, so there is no question on this, but there is one question which has been asked. how to use loops and control statements in MATLAB. If you can give
Okay,
some
all right.
idea.
Okay, I'll do it. Okay. So I think if you are interested in that, I thought focus is on data analysis. So I'll tell you how to write for structure, huh? Do system. Because we have only limited time.
So maybe
Let's
then we
for
can maybe we can then take it at the end of the session when we'll be left with some time.
I think let me do whatever they are asking. All right.
Okay, okay, sir.
So I'll share my word screen so that you understand, and then we will do the same thing on MATLAB. All right. Let's formulate a problem first. Is this screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Your word screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So let's say I want to solve a problem of adding a number which is there in an array. So let's say you have an array, which is, let's say it is an array of elements. Okay. Okay. It has some elements. And what you want to do? You want, let me take simple problem. I think you all know that I want to sum a sequence of numbers, that is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. Okay. And you want to do it for this up to n. So if you want to sum this, although I can do it in a very simple way, I can do it like this. What? S is equal to n into n plus 1 by 2. Okay. Because this is the formula we can use for computing sum of first n natural number. Okay. But let's say I want to do the same thing in terms of for loop. So let's see how I do it in terms of for loop. So for this, what I will do, initially I create a variable s and I store this is equal to 0. So I initialize that this s is equal to 0. Then I write for I is equal to 1 to n. You have to tell what is the value of n. Okay. You have to tell what is the value of n. And then you write down s is equal to s plus semicolon and. So very simple. What is the syntax? For and. For every for loop, it will end with this statement end. The keyword end should be used for terminating your for statement. And you are saying that I is going to run for 1 to n in step of size 1. So this is your for loop. Let us do it. We are going to implement, let's say this on MATLAB. And let's say my n is going to be equal to some number. So you have to tell me what is that number which you want. Just is this MATLAB screen visible?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay. So tell me what is the value of n I should take. Tell me what should be the value of n. Give me any example. N is equal to
So let's say 100.
100. Okay. So I run this program. I said s is equal to 0. For I is equal to 1 to n. S is equal to s plus I n. So now let me see what is the value of s. It is 5050. Is it correct? Is it correct? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you can write for loop in very simple way. What is the syntax? Syntax is that you have to tell is what is the initial value of I, what is the last value of I, and if you are not going to give any value between colon and end, then your step size is 1. But let's say if you wanted that you add all odd numbers between 1 to 100. You want to add all odd numbers between 1 to 100. So for this, what I will do? Again, I'll initialize s is equal to 0. Now I'm going to say for I is equal to 1, step size is 2 to n, and then I'm saying s is equal to s plus I end. So if I'm doing this, what is the value of I? First, I is equal to 1. Then next value of I is what? 3, then 5, then 7, and it will go up to 100. So now, what is the value of S? The value of S is 2500. Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what is happening? For every value of n, you have to again type this command. Yes or no? So is this possible that you create a function for this? So that you call that function time and again, you simply pass on the value of n and you need not type statements time and again. So I'll tell you how to make your own function. Okay. So let me tell you how to make your own function. You go to new. Is it visible new at the top of the menu?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
You click that. You click function. Is it visible function?
Yes, sir.
Click it. So you are going to have this kind of template is given to you. So now you have to define this template. Now, what is the name of this function you want to give? Just tell me, what is the name? Let's say I give the name sum net, sum underscore net. This is the name of the function. Okay. You have to give a name of to every function. Then you have to give arguments. So what is your input argument? Let's say n. And what is your output argument? That is, let's say s. And now you have to tell your set of instruction to compute sum of n natural numbers. So here you are going to type those codes which we have written. So what is my s? Initially to 0. Then you'll write down for I is equal to 1 to n. And now you say s is equal to s plus I semicolon and e and d. So this was the piece of code for finding out sum of first n natural number. You have to just insert this code. After that, you save this file. And when you save this file, name of this file should be same as the name of the function. Just remember, all function should be saved as with the name which you have given to function. So since you have given the name to be sum underscore nat, I'll save it as sum underscore nat and this file is saved. And once you have saved this file, now you give me any value of n and I can compute the sum of first n natural numbers. Can you give me some value of n?
Sir, 50.
Let's say 50. So let's say I would like to store this as t. I'll store this in t. So I'll call function sum underscore net. And what is the value? 50. Capital N is equal to 50. I call this. And now the sum of first 50 natural number is stored in T. So let me fetch the value of 50, sum 1275. Is this correct?
Yes, sir.
So you have seen how to create your own function. All right.
Ji, sir.
Any doubt on creating files, functions?
No, sir. Thank you. I don't think so. There will be any doubt, Hanji, sir.
Okay. Let's say what I will do. You remember? I had, you can say, data of count. Okay. And on this data count, I am going to compute many things. So what I am going to compute? I am going to compute maximum value, minimum value, average value of each junction. So let's see if I have to do all the three computation on this data. So how I can create a function which will do all the three. Okay.
Ji, sir. Sir, there is one question which is repetitively been asked, that how
Yes.
can we draw different 2-dimension and 3-dimensional geometrical figure?
How can we draw two-dimensional?
And 3-dimensional geometrical figure.
Can you name that geometrical figure? Which figure you want?
Dipankar Pal, sir, if you can write in a chat box. So he's saying any figure.
Any figure. Let's say you want to draw a circle. Okay. Okay. So if you want to draw a circle, okay, I can write a code for that. I will be writing some code to draw a circle. Okay, but I think that will take some time. Okay. All right. Okay. Anyhow,
Ji, sir.
see that if I have to, I have data. Ultimately, what is the point? I should be able to do data analysis in proper way. My data can keep on changing, but the kind of processing will remain. Is going to change, and I want to analyze for every day. Would you write function for? No. Then what you like? You would like that you have a ready-made functions available, and whatever processing you want to do, that should be available. Let's say your temperature of 100 junction point of Delhi. You want to plot on big billboard what is the maximum temperature and minimum temperature and average temperature of that particular place. And you know that day wise, this maximum, minimum and average temperature can keep on changing. But the way to compute maximum, minimum and average. So I will show you how to do this. Okay, I have written a function. So again, I'll write a new function. I will create a function. So is this visible to you? So you'll find that as soon as you will click this function, you will get this kind of body where you have to tell what will be the name of the function. So let's say I talk about, I say traffic stat. I have given the name. What is that? Traffic stat. Okay. And what is the input? Let's say that input is in terms of the data where the traffic volumes are stored. So let's say I write down count. And now what you want to find out? You want to find out what is the min value of that traffic, what is the max value of that traffic, and what is the mean volume of that traffic. These three things for all the three junction you want to compute. So for this, let's say I want min of this. So this is very simple, min and count. I want to compute max of this, similarly mean of, sorry, I will compute. Similarly, I can compute. Similarly, I want to compute average. Okay. And now I save this. So I must save with the same name as you have given to the function. I saved it. And now let's say what I will do. What will be my steps? My first step will be that I load the data. So I load the data count that is stored in variable count. Now I call the function. What is the name of the function? Name of the function is your traffic stat. So I'll call this. And let's say I'm going to store this as, let's say, variable min, max, and average me. Okay. So I will call this function and it will be stored in these three variables. Now name of the variables you can change. Now what is min stand? Mi min stands for this. Max ma stands for max, and me stands for average, mean. So can you get all the three computation done? Now what is the advantage? The advantage is that even if your data keeps on changing, now if the now you have the data of 100 junction point, it will compute for 100 junction. Of another day, you can do this computation on another day, and you need not change your function. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
No. Have you understood? Is there any question related to this?
So there is a question that is there any command for calculating quartile, decile, and percentile?
Yes, there are. There are. Okay. So you want to compute this because let me do things one at a time. Okay.
Ji, sir.
So let me first do this for loop I have done. I'll come back to that also, quartile and other things also. But now let me first show you how to implement if then else statement. Okay. So how to implement if then else statement. So let's say if I say that, let's say I have some data. And let's say if this data is, let's say, value 10. And I'm saying if my, if A is more than 20, then you do something. Let's say you will do A is equal to A plus 20. Else, you say A is equal to A minus 20. Or you simply print what is the value of A. So what I have done, And based on what is the value of A, we have to take decision. If A is more than 20, I will do something. If A is not more than 20 but less than equal to 20, then I'll do something else. So what I want to do, if my A is more than 20, well, if A is not more than 20, then I will not change the value of A. So in our case, what is the value of A? 10. So this A is not more than 20. So the value of A is not going to change. A will remain A. So let's see whether this is going to be there or not. Are you getting A is equal to 10?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you can use if then else statement. You have to tell what is the, if the condition is satisfied, what you want to do. If that condition is not satisfied, in that case, what you are going to do. So if the condition is satisfied, what is your statement? You have to write that. If that condition is not satisfied, then what else you want to do? You have to write in terms of statement. And this statement can be one or more than one statement. All right. Any question related to if then else statement?
No, sir, not at the moment.
No. Okay. So now somebody was asking that, can we compute quartile? Okay.
Ji, sir.
If I think you know what is meaning of quartile. एक minute. Maybe goes with some other name. I think range is there. I think you know what do you mean by range? Okay. So range is you will compute difference between maximum and minimum. Okay. All right. So then you can compute mean, you can compute median, you can compute mode. Okay. Quartile, I think it is there. Let's check. It may be. Sometimes if you don't have any idea, you can simply type in the search box and you can, so it is not there. Okay. Spelling of quartile is correct.
So it's QUARTILE.
I think it is, I was making mistake. I think it is quartile. Hai na?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So if you, all right, so you can do computation using quartile. So now let me do it. Let's say I don't know. I have not used, but I want to use it. What I can do, I come to this command line. I'll type help quartile. Okay. So this has come. So now when you are typing, just see that I have some data. And when why don't I take some data? And let's say this data is nothing but count of my third junction. I'm storing as C, or let's say I store as X, so that my computation is less. So I want on X, I will compute, let's say this. So what does this mean? It is going to give you what? It is going to give you median. 0.5. If you say quartile X comma 0.5, it means it's going to compute middle value of the data when it is in ascending order. Okay, so this is your value is 39. Now, if you want to compute quartile at 25, 50, and 75, so you can check it. So you are saying that 25 percentile is 14.5, 50 percentile is 39, and 75 percentile is 91. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let's say you want to get this. So that you have to tell what this is giving you. This is giving you 0.025 percentile. Then 25 percentile, 50 percentile, 75 percentile, and 97.5 percentile. Is this part clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there is a way by which you can compute this. Any other query? Anything which you want me to do? Any more query?
So there is a query just relating to if you can draw some figures using equations.
Can we draw equations using?
If you can draw some figures using equations.
Can they tell me equations?
Sanjeet sir, if you can tell equation.
Let's say you want to draw two straight lines. Okay. And the equation of I'll first two equations. One is your y is equal to 2x plus 3. So I'm writing down what is that? Y is equal to 2x plus 3, and another curve is y is equal to x square. And you want to draw these two, okay? And let's say you want to draw these two curves between x is equal to 0 to 10 at the size
Sir, I'm
0.1.
sorry, the screen is not visible, sir.
Is this screen not visible? MATLAB screen? No,
Yes,
I
sir,
have
it's
not. I have
okay.
not written. I am just
You have not
speaking.
typed. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm just
Yes, sir. The MATLAB one is visible.
I'm saying that let's assume that we are going to plot points corresponding to y is equal to 2x plus 3, and another curve that y is equal to x square, where your z is equal to x square, and where x varies between 0 to 5 in the step of size 0.1. And I want to plot these two curves. So let's see how I do it. So first of all, I'm clearing this screen. I'll create values of x. What is the range of x? 0 in the step of 0.1. I go up to 5. So I am going to create all values of y for every value of x. So y is equal to, simply I'm saying 2 into x plus 5, 3. And then I'm going to compute z is equal to x square. So x dot raised to power 2. Now I'm going to plot this, let's say by some color. So I'm saying x comma y. I'm going to show by, let's say, red color. Another by x comma z. And I'm showing to show this by blue color. So these two curves I'm going to plot. Is this visible?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
So now you keep on telling me curves, I can keep on plotting this. All right. I can plot again another curve on the same figure itself. Let's say I want to plot where my t is equal to 5x minus 2. What is that? T is equal to 5x minus 2. So I have to compute first t. So I'll compute t is equal to 5x minus 2. Okay. And now I am going to plot on the same curve. Just Just 1 minute. Is this figure visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what I will do is my curve, and on this curve, I want that this should be plotted in the same curve itself, the same figure itself. So for this, what I can do, I write hold on. Hold on. So hold on means whatever picture was there, that will remain there. On that, I am going to plot what? Plot x comma t, and let's say I am going to plot by black color. Let's see whether I am getting this on the same curve or not. Are you able to see that my third line is also plotted on this curve itself?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So on this same curve, I can keep on plotting. You want me to plot something more on this screen? Hello, you want me to plot something more on the screen?
Sir, if parabola is possible or 3D figure, this is the request by participants.
3D. 3D.
Yes, sir.
3D, I think there is, but I think visualization that will be little poor. Okay.
Right, sir.
All right.
Ji.
It is plot is possible. I'm not saying it's not possible. Plot 3 is there. Okay. But interpretation that is little clumsy. It's not clear. Okay. So you have surface plot also. Okay. So if I surface plot will give you data. Okay. Anything more? Any more query from any candidate?
Yes, sir. There is a query by Dr. Neja. Ma'am is asking if we can do descriptive statistics on group data.
Yes. Tell me what exactly, because there are too many things. Tell me specifically what she wants.
Neja, ma'am, if you can write in a chat box.
I can do all kind of, you can say, analysis. Time is the factor. Okay.
Right, sir.
Should I just show you how to do cluster analysis?
Sir, Neja, ma'am is saying that any group data in the form of an interval, if this can be taken.
When I have taken this group data, even my major, when I was talking about iris flower, that is your group data. No?
Ji.
So Setosa was of one kind of group. Versicolor is another kind of group.
Right, sir. Right, sir.
Indica is another kind of group. And now on this group data, I want to compute individual statistics. Okay?
Ji, sir.
So I think that part I have already shown, but in particular, if the candidate has any one particular query, which I am not getting what exactly the candidate wants, if she can tell me, maybe I can help. Okay.
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 So, Neja, ma'am, you would like to speak and talk to sir directly? Sir, she is there. Neja, ma'am, you can unmute yourself and you can ask sir directly.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, I want to know that in terms of like this interval, if we take any interval like 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, then to find all these things, mean, median, mode for group data. So
Five to
whatever commands you have written, that is all for ungroup data. For individual series, it is possible to find. But for
when I was talking about, when I said that, let's say I have created a function.
Yes.
For one particular data.
Right.
Let's say this is data corresponding to only my first intersection point. I have 3 intersection point. Okay. Right. I may have 10 intersection point. But what I can do, for every intersection point, I want to know what is the minimum value, what is the maximum value, what is the mean value. So can I do it for each group? For each intersection point?
Sir, my question is little different. I am saying, suppose I need to type data in this way, in the form of interval. Then we suppose want to find the median or percentile.
Can you give me an example? Just give me an example. What is your data?
Sir, you can write any number, like 5 to 10.
So 5 to 10 means 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yes.
Okay, so I have stored this.
I mean, lower limit is 5, upper limit is 10, then 10 to 15. It is a continuous data.
One data is x1 is equal to 5 to 10. Is it fine?
Yes.
Is this your data, x1?
Then second row is 10 to 15.
Okay, so now let me. I'll create data for you. Okay, then that is your 10 to
15.
Okay, 10 to 15.
15 to 20.
This also. Then
15 to 20.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, then 5 का difference है. 15 to 20, 20 to 25.
But एक मिनट आप पहले बता दो x3, then x4, 20 to 25, then any more?
25 to 30.
25 to 30, okay.
And we have some frequency also.
For each
interval.
Or just a minute. No, actually, madam, then you have to give me your data. Because unless until you give me your data, how can I?
No, I'm giving you data. You can write frequency 5, 10, 15.
Or for x1? For
x1, it is 5. For x2, it is 10.
For x1, you have frequency for F1 is 5.
It is 5. F2, it is 10.
Means for x1, this is the frequency.
Yes.
Okay, fine. All right. And similarly, for second data, what is that?
We have 10.
Okay.
Then for F3, we have 13.
Okay. And
then F4, we have 22.
And F5?
F5, you can take 12.
Right?
Yes.
I have this data. Just 1 minute. Then tell me what you want.
I want to find, suppose, median for this. Median, quartile, decile, percentile rank, all these things for
the whole data, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Skewness, kurtosis, everything for group data.
Madam, it can be done. It's not a problem. I can write a program for this, for computing everything for such kind of group data. All right.
Okay.
But the only question is
without writing that program, it is not possible, because
without writing
because for individual series, for ungrouped data, we have a command. In a single command, it works.
I may have to look into, but I feel that for this also such kind of provision is there. But at the moment, without programming, I don't remember that function, but with programming, I can implement it. Okay,
sir, for this individual series, whatever you have taken, can we find percentile rank?
Percentile rank, I am saying that everything can be done. What you can do, you are from which place?
I am from DU only, Lady Irwin College.
So I'll suggest that sometime you can write me mail, okay, and I'll fix up. I'll give some time to you to tell you how to use it. All right,
Okay.
because your query is very particular, huh? All right, and I think doing this is not at all tough. What you want, that we should be able to get it executed without writing program. That what is you mean?
Yes, sir. Okay.
I think it's not.
Nirja ma'am, you can contact sir after the session
Okay,
maybe.
because this will be very particular query for.
Yes, sir.
And I don't remember that command. I may have to look into.
Sir, you have written for this correlation also, correlation between X and Y.
Yes.
Variables. Suppose it is a repeated rank. As in case of Spearman rank correlation, we find the problems for rank. In that case, we write rank of X comma rank of Y. Then what in case of repeated?
I am saying, madam, your queries are very particular. Okay.
I am facing all these problems.
So for that, there should be higher MDP for okay.
Ma'am, you can connect to sir directly after the session maybe.
At present, this was there.
In single command, it is
Okay?
fine.
It is possible. I am saying everything I can. If you talk about coding part, at this moment itself, I can get it done everything.
No, actually I want to know, is there any single command for this? That's what
I'm saying that at present I do not remember such kind of function. You just query here. You may have to give some time on search command, and you will get, because there is a statistical package stats for statistical computing. These are very basic things.
Yeah, sir. Okay.
These are very, very basic things, but I am not a stats man.
Okay, sir. Okay.
I am purely from machine learning perspective. I do analysis. Okay. And,
sir, no problem.
ask any command for machine learning data analysis, I can do. For stats, you have a particular requirement, but everything is possible. Everything. But if you tell me the problem, I can do coding in front of you. That is not a problem for me. Okay.
Okay, sir. No problem at all.
Yes, sir. I think ma'am can connect with you after the session.
Sure.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Thank
you. Sure. Any other query?
No, sir. I can't see as such any other query, I guess.
So I think just show you a glimpse. I would like to show you something. Let's say one important point is that we do clustering. No? Clustering is very, very important problem in statistics also, and for data analysis also. What do you mean by clustering? Basically, you want to group similar kind of samples. So if you are given a, let's say, big data, and you want to find out that how many groups this data has, so that each cluster, each group has similar kind of samples. So is it possible that we can do it using MATLAB? So I'm saying yes, it is possible. So for this, what I will do, I will demonstrate. First of all, I'll show you your basic syntax in Word file, and then I will implement on MATLAB environment so that you can understand more. All right. Okay, so is this screen visible to all of you? Word screen?
Yes, sir. The word file is visible.
Where example 1 is written?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll increase the font size. Is this font size good enough?
Yes, sir, it's very much legible.
So what I am doing, I am loading data Fisher Iris, and then I'm creating an array since I want to show you pictures so that things are clear. So initially I am going to consider only third and fourth feature of all the 150 flowers. And then what I am going to do, I am going to make 3 clusters on this data X. So I'll be able to get all the 3 clusters. I'm going to show each cluster by different color. I'll show first color by red color, second by blue, and third by black. And center of each cluster I show by green color plus sign. Okay. So let's see that whether this is. Is this visible? This MATLAB screen is visible now?
Yes, sir.
So I'm writing the same instructions I have written. Now can you, oh, I'm showing on the same screen. So is this figure visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Can you see that I'm getting these 3 clusters? I wanted 3 clusters. So one was shown in blue color. Can you see that this cluster is very much different from another cluster? So it is able to group samples which are similar to each other. Can you see this?
Right, sir. Yes, sir.
And I am showing what is the centroid of this cluster. So centroid of this cluster I am showing by green color plus symbol. So centroid of this cluster is this. Centroid of this second cluster for red is your, again I'm showing by this plus green symbol. And centroid of my third cluster I'm showing by again green color plus symbol. Okay. That I am able to get, I want to have 3 clusters, natural clusters I'm able to get. So now where it can be useful, let's say you have a, at present I consider only third and fourth feature. Okay. But now I will do what? I'll consider my whole data. But now I'm not going to plot because it is not possible to plot 4-dimensional data. So I have my X data. And now I am going to do the similar kind of analysis. And I am going to have 3 clusters. So I am able to get 3 clusters. So you want to know that which samples will go into which cluster? There are 150 samples. So I want to figure out which sample is in first cluster, which sample is in second cluster. So that information will be visible in CI. See the size of CI. The size of CI is going to be 150 by 1. Means it will tell you about each sample which is placed in which cluster. So let's say if I type CI, so let's see what it gives. So this tells you my first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Can you see that my first 25 samples are given in cluster 2? My again another 22 samples are in cluster 2. Means 44 samples are in cluster 2, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. Means my first 48 samples are in cluster 2. Then my 49 sample is in cluster 3. 50th sample is in cluster 1. 51 is in cluster 3. 52 all are in cluster 1. So it tells you about each sample which they belong to each cluster. Okay. So you can divide your data into many groups based on their similarity. Okay. Hello, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Any more query? Anything you want to know more?
Sir, there is Dr. Sanjeet, sir. He wants to ask something about MATLAB to you.
Yes.
Okay,
What is the query?
Sanjeet, sir, please, you can ask.
Happy New Year, sir.
Same to you.
Good afternoon. Sir, is there availability of a MATLAB software in market is not so far available, but the cost is very high. Perhaps it cannot be affordable to us. Is there any free version or some lower version so we can use genuine programs like graphs, 3D graphs? Is there any?
Let me tell you, you are right that this MATLAB is your proprietary item. Okay. So since it is a proprietary item based on the tools which you are going to use, okay, the cost of MATLAB will vary. Okay. And want to have one user license, I know that the cost will vary depending upon toolboxes which you are using, but definitely it will be more than okay. But if there is, you are a student, for a student they give at very nominal rate. Okay.
So,
Student version is not very costly, but if you are a faculty member and want to use MATLAB like features, so then very much similar to MATLAB, there is another freely available app which is available, that is your R app. Okay.
R.
It is freely available. R. Okay.
Okay, sir.
R
Okay, sir.
app. Okay.
I will.
And there is another. There is another, but you want very much similar to MATLAB, then these days people are also working on Scilab. C-I-L-A-B, Scilab.
Okay.
But the visualization is not very good of Scilab.
Okay.
But you can write, and many toolboxes, packages are not available. You may have to write functions for creating facilities like MATLAB.
Okay, sir. Sir, can you provide me your number? We are discuss about the matter later on.
Sir, we will share the details of resource person.
You can share my email address. Okay, you can write me email, and accordingly we can discuss.
So we do share with the participants at the end of the program the email IDs of the resource
Please, I will
persons.
request share my email. Please don't share my mobile number.
Right, sir.
Okay?
Only email address, sir.
Email ID. Because then it will not be possible to listen all the calls. Yes, if it's very urgent, I can discuss, but we can discuss through mail. All right.
Okay, okay, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Today, sir, I am contacting a center. This told me that if you purchase from me a laptop more than 50,000, then I will provide you MATLAB software. So about this, I can discuss about.
I think that is your. They are trying to trap you. They may give you cracked version, which is not official.
Okay, okay.
They may provide you cracked version of MATLAB, but which is not. They cannot say that they are delivering you MATLAB along with the MATLAB, along with your laptop.
It will be run few months only.
Yes. This is not going to be a software which will be there for with you forever. All right.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any more query?
No, sir, I can't see any more queries. I think you have taken all of them side by side.
So if there's no queries, so in that case, I will all of you, okay?
Sir, Rajiv sir has one. Rajiv sir, will you type in a chat box, please, quickly? We are running short of time.
Namaskar, Ramesh sir. Rajiv this side. Happy New Year to you and everyone. I have a very small question. Hello.
Yes, yes, yes.
Sir, Rajiv Ranjan this side.
हाँ राजीव, हाँ बताओ
जी सर.
बताओ.
सर एक छोटा सा ये क्वेश्चन था कि मैं आर में काम करता हूँ.
हाँ.
तो क्या मैं अपने कोड को इसमें इंपोर्ट कर सकता हूँ या वाइस वर्सा? आर और इसमें कॉम्पेटिबिलिटी है क्या सर?
नहीं, वो नहीं होगी.
अच्छा, वो नहीं है.
दोनों अलग प्लेटफॉर्म है.
अच्छा अच्छा. या कोई पैकेज ऐसा है जो कि हेल्प करता हो?
आप मैटलैब में आप सी प्रोग्राम आपने लिखा हुआ है, C++ प्रोग्राम लिखा हुआ है, तो वो तो फिर भी आप यूज कर सकते हो मैटलैब में.
ओके.
ठीक है.
ठीक है.
लेकिन
थैंक यू.
compatibility between R and MATLAB is not there.
ओके सर. गुड.
Ji sir, thank you so much, sir, for your time, for your valuable time. This is also my first experience with MATLAB, and I have myself, I can say that I have learned a lot. Thank you so much, sir, for such a enlightening and wonderful session, and especially the interactive one where the students were interacting directly with you. Thank you for your time, and please accept our regards from Teaching Learning Center, Ramanujan College, and Indian Accounting Association, NCR chapter. And a very happy new year to you, sir, and to everyone present here.
Thank you for giving me opportunity to interact with young people like you. Okay, it is always
It's our honor to have you, sir.
You should be able to share whatever little you know among your friends. Okay, you are all young friends, and it's not that peculiar thing. I'm available to all of you. If in any way, if I can help you in doing coding or helping you
Right,
out.
sir.
So, but MATLAB cannot be learned in an hour or two. Okay. What
Definitely.
I know that if you have a problem, you think logically and come out with a set of statements, steps, which needs to be computed for solving your problem, everything can be done on MATLAB environment. Okay.
Ji,
and
sir.
Wish you again Happy New Year to all of you.
Thank you, sir. There are a lot of thank you messages that are popping up in the chat window for you. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay.